Anthony.
Alright, how are
What
you?
is it? What is it?
What's
The
what?
new one. Is it not arrived yet?
Yeah, you don't think I'm going to tell you, do you?
Well, we're going to beat you up there on the grass verge if you don't.
No, I reckon it's going to be a bright yellow monkey bike.
No.
Well, you could put it in top box.
I could tell you, but I'm recording, and then I'd forget to edit it out, and it'd just blow the whole thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know it's a Triumph Bonneville, innit?
No.
Innit? Not the red one?
No.
The silver? No.
No, it's in a Bonneville. No, try again.
Oh, look at that nice 12, look at that nice Triumph 1200 letting us in here.
Ah,
Yeah, Moto.
what? I let you through, and then I thought, that's Ainsworth Rider and Silver Fox. I wish I hadn't bothered now. I wish I'd just bloody blocked entrance off. See what they made of it, see if they start a fight.
Yeah, nearly do. What tell us his name?
We'll get John Pawson up here and Ian Hughes.
And you behave yourself, because if you don't, we'll get Graham after you, won't we?
Oh, Graham.
Graham, yeah. Chronicles of Dots.
All right, I've heard of that.
You should know it because it's Yorkshire, man.
You say what you want, I'll edit it out, don't worry.
You don't care.
Oh, you don't care anyway. Hey up! Well, hey! Welcome back. Just pulling out of Kettlewell in Wharfdale. Looks like a 4x4 convoy up ahead. I hope they're not going to spoil my fun. Out again today on this fantastic CF Moto 800 MT, Chinese made bike of course. Which rather reminds me that the internet chatter and some of the YouTube chatter is alive with rumours that there are moves afoot in the United States to ban or impose 100% tariffs on Chinese vehicle imports, i.e. Chinese made vehicles imported into the United States. Aye, and apparently on the list, your name will also go on the list. Hey, do you remember that? What is it? Don't tell him, Pike. Pike, thank you. Philip Maddock. Anyway, apparently, yeah, CF Motor's on the list, Cove is on the list, and I dare say the likes of Moto Marini and those will be on the list as well. And there is some suggestion that this may well come to pass, in which case, if, and it's a very big if, what happens in the United States materialises somewhere down the line in Europe and the United Kingdom and elsewhere, that we will no longer have the opportunity to be able to buy these superbly equipped motorcycles at a very affordable price, and that would be an absolute sin. Now I picked up some of this, not all of it, but I picked up some of this on a channel called Old School Adventure Motorcycle, or Motorcyclist. Ian, good channel, check it out. He's a British expat living in Bulgaria, beautiful part of the world. And I think he's got a contact somewhere that's in the know. basically saying that there are moves afoot in the States to bring about this unfortunate set of circumstances, and that said moves are being, shall we say, proclaimed as being in the interests of national security. It sounds a little bit suspect to me. I mean, if they'd said it's in the interests of competition, you know, it's for commercial reasons, I may have been minded to accept it. But security reasons, not when we've all got equipment that's got Chinese-made components in it, and have had indeed for many years. So if that's the game they were up to, espionage, we'd have known about it a long time ago, I suspect. I don't think banning a few Chinese bikes now is going to make a whole lot of difference. Or cars, for that matter. I'm just going to pull in here and let them get on the way, because they're just going to annoy me. And there'll come a point up there, let me tell you, with that convoy of 4x4s, because that road's so narrow that will cause chaos. Especially if a motorhome or something comes the other way. We're on this road a couple of months back with the VFR Mitch, and there were a motorhome going one way and a double-decker bus on an established bus route to Hawes going the other way, and that was it. The whole thing just ground to a halt for half an hour. Thought it could be sorted out. Yeah, so yeah, let's just give them a bit of space. Yeah, I came across that channel, and it was a very interesting little piece that he did. I've got my doubts really that it will manifest here. I know a lot of things do materialise in the UK way down the track after they've actually materialised in the States, but I can't see the UK, or Europe for that matter, introducing either a complete ban on the import of Chinese-made vehicles, certainly motorcycles, given the amount of collaboration between big European companies and big Chinese companies. Let's have a go now. You know, we've got CF Moto making KTM's engines, and we've got Vosges, or Lonsin, parent company, making BMW engines for them. So I'm not entirely sure that the one state of affairs maps precisely over the putative other state of affairs. But the notion that a somewhat ludicrous notion, I think, that the Chinese for some reason want to track the activities of every single motorcyclist by swamping the market with bikes that are so good, so well spec'd and so affordable that it's a no-brainer to buy them, you know, and thereby to know exactly who's riding where and when and the rest of it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, fill your boots, guys. Hey, I'm not bothered. You want to know where I'm riding, all well and good. It ain't going to be much use to you. I mean, I do understand if you've got people who are employed by the security services and what have you, military, police to a certain extent, that there might be a valid argument in that direction, whereby you would want to be quite protective about your day-to-day activities. But the rest of us, mortals, motorcyclists, I'm not bothered at all. I've got nothing to hide. If you want to know where I'm riding, crack on. I suspect, given the already alluded to absolute proliferation of Chinese electrical components, that if they'd have wanted to get up to that game, they would have started it a long time ago. Now you see what's happened here. We've got ahead of a convoy of 4x4s and 3 or 4 cars, a peloton, and there is no opportunity to overtake realistically for some considerable time, and it's going to frustrate the hell out of whoever's at the head of that there 4x4 convoy, because it doesn't look to me like they're for pulling in. I don't want to get back to the old cycle argument again, but we are down to 15 miles an hour. On what is, apart from this bit here, a 60-mile-an-hour road. You kind person. Right, so I don't want to get stuck behind those 4x4, so we'll come this way. Aye, so yeah, I'm not so sure that I buy that security argument, if indeed that is the one being put out more broadly to justify the proposals. I mean, it might all be a bit of mischief, you know, a bit of propaganda anyway, but there's a certain rationale to it from what I can see. I think it's more likely to be a commercial issue. These bikes are heavily undercutting the competition. A BMW with this level of spec is going to cost you twice as much, just about. So you can see why that might be an issue. And that particular argument, for me, passes the Occam's razor test more than the security one. All I know is, my experience so far, they are fantastic bikes, and as I've said on many occasions, bringing the scope of high-spec motorcycles within the financial reaches of a lot more people, and that can only be a good thing. Yeah, what a beautiful place to live. So yeah, tell me what you think. Is it a conspiracy theory? This notion that we've all got to be surveilled, is that a conspiracy theory? Who knows? Of course, the thing about conspiracy theories is that just occasionally they come true. A classic example being weapons of mass destruction and the invasion of Iraq, of course, if you remember that. The people back then were saying that anybody who was suggesting that the intelligence around Iraq possessing weapons of mass destruction was contrived, false, made up, confected. Anybody saying that would have been dubbed immediately a conspiracy theorist. And lo and behold, what, 10, 15 years later, something like that, Chilcot Inquiry and all of that. Turns out it's all true. It were made up. And now that's not disputed in any respected quarters at all. Other one's the JFK assassination, of course, if you remember that. Back in November 1963, I was just a year old. But at the time, the narrative being put out was that there was one lone assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, with a rifle on the, I don't know if it was the top floor, but high up in the Texas Schoolbook Repository building. And he was a lone shooter, and I was watching a documentary the other day from a respectable outlet, ABC in America. It's about as respectable as it gets in the States, and reviewing all the evidence factually. I'm just going to pull in here because I'm sick of seeing the back of that white van. And yeah, blindingly obvious to anybody watching that yes, Kennedy was shot in the back of the head, but he was also shot in the front of the head as well. And it's basically been proved by a number of ballistics experts. But if you'd have said back in 63, 64 that you know, there was at least a second assassin, he'd have been called a conspiracy theorist, and now it's generally accepted that that is the case. Who that person was, the second person, we'll never know, and we'll never know what Lee Harvey Oswald's account would be, because before he had a chance to give it as part of his defence in court, he was shot dead by Jack Ruby. Wouldn't he? But there we go. So yeah, some conspiracy theories have a habit of coming true. And if you watch that documentary, it's a hard watch, watching Kennedy's assassination, because basically he gets his brains blown out and half of his skull blown off. And when you see Jackie Kennedy crawl over the boot, the trunk of that open-top car, she's actually trying to recover bits of his skull and brain. But of course, as a result of that horrific incident, there was a massive emotive response from the American people, absolutely understandable, and it's not hard to imagine that that would have occluded any suggestions that may have contradicted the official line, the official narrative. So what was put out about it's down to Lee Harvey Oswald and nobody else, and now he's dead, oh dear, was generally accepted. And it wasn't until later, when calmer heads prevailed, many years later, when a detailed analysis of all the circumstances clearly indicates that there was a second shooter somewhere near the famous grassy knoll. So yeah, conspiracy theories. Vast majority of them are conspiracy theories. The tinfoil hat stuff, you know, the Earth's flat, we never went to the moon, chemtrails, all of those. They are just, yeah, they are wacko. But just occasionally you get one that turns out to be right a few years down the line, don't you? Anyway, all we can do is come out to these beautiful locations and ride our bikes. I'm recording this again because all of this I've said already on this ride much further back, and check the footage and the audio is shocking. And yesterday I went out and the audio was perfect on the Hero 10 that I've mounted on the helmet, and this time it's shocking, so I don't know if it's the microphone or it's the camera again, or I don't know. Ooh, way upski, let's pull in. This doesn't look too healthy, does it? You're welcome. A police car flew up here as well, so that's some sort of accident. If it's a motorcyclist, I hope they're okay. Beautiful hill. Hi, so that'll be it for today, I think. Just a beautiful little ride out beyond Kettlewell in the Yorkshire Dales. A little meander around these fascinating stone formations here, down in the river. And a little sort of off-topic chat about imported motorcycles. Oh, that was of some interest to you. If it was, please click a like, please subscribe. And until the next time, and in the meantime, ride safe, be kind, and I will see thee.